Hi, this is Steve Spangenberg, and welcome to my channel and home-based business success. And I also run a school that's SKOOL at createmyeconomy.com, and it is called Create My Economy. How about that? And what we do in there is teach people how to create their own economies. And I'm going to talk tonight about the reality of not creating your own economy. Now, before you get crazy, you could X off of this and say, well, look, Steve, I have a good job and I make $250,000 in my job and my wife makes 125,000 and all that. Then this video is not for you. This video is for somebody who's stuck in a job and only going so far and only can go so far in a job. Or they might be in a minimum wage job or a below minimum wage job or $40,000, 50,000, or they just want to do more. That's what this video is for. The reality is this is that a job like that cannot propel you to where you want to be. Now, if you want to be living paycheck to paycheck, that's great. If you want to rely on Social Security when you retire, that's great. If you want to do all those things, once again, click off. This is about people who want to create their own economy. And what does that mean? What actually does that mean? Now, my dad said to me when I was younger, he's a CPA. I had my CPA. Now I'm just a home-based business tax accountant. I don't need fancy letters behind my name. I get results. I'll give you an example of a result I just got last week. I was given a parents and then their daughter. They both have worked for them as contractors, and they gave me all their information. Now, if I put in the tax returns, it was for 2 years of tax returns for each of them. Put in the information like they gave it to me, and I got a number. Then I did my tweaks, what I've been doing for 46 years, and the result was $17,000 less in tax. That's what I do. $17,000 less in tax. Will that happen for everybody? No, because everybody's different. On average, I save people between $2,000 to $5,000 a year on their taxes. That's on average. Some people more, some people less. Okay, if you follow the information, then you'll get a tax savings. Okay. Now, my dad said when I was young, he said, Steve, there's two things that you can do in life. And when you're confronted with a budget problem, just like the United States is confronted with this debt in the budget and everything, they have two choices. They either increase their income or decrease the expenses. That's it. That's the only choice you have. Those are the two choices. And when I was younger, I thought to myself, well, gee whiz, it sounds like I have to pick one. Well, why can't you do both? Why can't you do both? Why can't you increase your income and decrease your expenses and it goes like that? Okay, that's easy. Now I'm going to have to blot out all these okays. Terrible. I didn't even dress up for tonight's video. That's just the way I can do whatever I want to in my business. I don't need to impress anybody. When I do your tax return and when I help you build your business, that's when I impress people. So increase your income, decrease your expenses. So increasing your income is either keeping your job and getting a side hustle or going full into doing your own business. Now, if you don't have an absolute skill, like when I had jobs, I started my taxes when I was 14 years old, and I worked a job up until I was about 26 or 27, plus doing a side hustle. I could go out on my own doing taxes because I had that skill for those many years, and I could just hit the ground running. And I really didn't hit the ground running. I hit the ground running for 3 months. That's in another video. So I'd recommend getting a side hustle and building that side hustle up, income, lowering your expenses, taxes, and then creating that economy so that you can afford to do the things that you want. You can have the lifestyle that you want. See, in America, we do this backwards. And I'm doing this video on the fly because that's the way if I script it, it doesn't sound right. So the other day I was thinking to myself, we're doing this backwards in America. I don't care about any other country. I deal mainly in America with American taxes, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm thinking we do this backwards. We go to school, graduate high school or go to college, and we get out and we get a job. So I got a job in accounting, and that job paid a certain amount of money. So I looked at that certain amount of money and said, now I have to build a lifestyle around that money. Why? You can only afford certain cars. You can only afford a certain house. You can only afford whatever, certain amount of food on that money. Why not pick a lifestyle that you want? Sit down, take the time to sit down and say, this is the lifestyle I want. I want to take this many vacations a year. I want to go here on my vacations. I want to be able to eat out twice a week. I want to be able to drive this car. I want to live in this area. Map it out, and you got a number. That's it. You map it out. You got your, what they call a nut. You got your nut. Now let's go fund it. Then you can go to my Create My Economy school and join up, and then figure out, here's a couple businesses that you can avail yourself to. I review all kinds of businesses. They're all going to be in there, and say, I like to do that one. Will that fund my lifestyle that I have? If you want $5,000 a month coming in from a side hustle, a $5,000 net between lowering your taxes and increasing your income, you want that $5,000, and we can work a way that will give you that amount of money. Not right away, not in a month, not in 2 months, but over a reasonable period of time. Then you can create that. Okay, you can create it. And that's what we do. That's what I do. That's what I help people do. And it's a lot of fun, because yesterday I went golfing. During the week, I went golfing on a Wednesday. There was hardly anybody there. You didn't have to wait in long queues or anything. You could relax in the clubhouse. There wasn't a long line to eat. Okay, easy during the week. Learn to have the weeks off, and maybe work the weekend if you want. I do work. I enjoy my work, but I work on my terms, and I determine what I make. When I wake up in the morning, if I say I want a raise, I go out and get more clients. Pretty simple. So if you haven't joined Create My Economy, you can go to www.createmyeconomy.com. The people at GoDaddy said, just type createmyeconomy.com. I've been with GoDaddy for 30 years, and now it's a hassle. If you're in Mary Kay right now and you're watching this video, you can go to maryktaxes.com, and I have a special school for that. Or you can go to school, SKOOL.com, and search for my schools, Create My Economy and Mary Kay, Success in Mary Kay. So the reality is that probably 95% of the jobs won't take you to where you want to go. There's that 5%, people are making gobs of money in jobs and they're happy. That's great. But the reality is 95% won't, and you do need a side hustle, and you can raise your income and lower your taxes. I hope you got some benefit from this video. If you did, subscribe and like. Notice I don't do that in the beginning, because I want to give you some value before you like and subscribe. So just watch my other videos as well, and I'll see you in the school. If you're lucky enough to get in while it's still a free school, that'd be great. If not, it's well worth the price.